Welcome to my English lesson. Today's video talks about Maya and her family. We are going to learn some interesting vocabulary and expressions from Maya's story. So get ready to practice and improve your own English speaking and listening skills. Listen carefully.
Maya was buzzing with excitement as she and her family packed the car for their annual trip to their hometown to visit her grandparents. The trunk was filled to bursting with gifts, snacks, and an overpacked suitcase her mother insisted they might just need. Maya's father joked that they were moving, not visiting, and somehow managed to stuff everything in like a real-life game of Tetris. Maya laughed, shaking her head at his determination. The road trip itself was an adventure. Maya's younger brother, Ben, insisted on being the self-appointed DJ for the journey. His playlist was eclectic, to say the least. It swung wildly between upbeat pop songs, old Bollywood classics their mom loved, and an inexplicable mix of cat sounds he claimed were relaxing. The family alternated between groaning at his choices and laughing uncontrollably when their dad tried to meow along. By the time they reached the outskirts of their hometown, Maya's mom had already started telling stories about her childhood there, pointing out landmarks as if Maya and Ben hadn't seen them every year. "That's where I used to ride my bike," she said, gesturing at a rickety old bridge. Maya grinned and chimed in. "And where you fell off and blamed a goat for chasing you." Her mom playfully swatted her arm, and they all burst out laughing. Arriving at the grandparents' house was like stepping into a warm, familiar hug. The smell of fresh paratha wafted through the air as her grandmother, Dad, came out to greet them with her signature bear hugs. Her grandfather, Dad, followed, waving his walking stick like a wand and declaring, "The heroes have arrived." Ben dramatically bowed, earning an exaggerated eye roll from Maya. Dinner that evening was a feast. Dad insisted on feeding Maya enough food to put some meat on those bones, as she always said. Despite Maya's protests, her plate kept magically refilling. Ben, meanwhile, decided to try Dad's legendary spicy pickles. One bite in, his face turned a vibrant shade of red, and he fanned his mouth while guzzling water. "Tough guy. Huh?" Dad teased, winking at Maya. The real fun began the next day, when the family decided to explore the local market. Maya's dad got into a heated but hilarious bargaining match with a vendor over some antique-looking brass pots. The vendor's theatrical indignation and her dad's exaggerated expressions drew a small crowd that cheered when he finally got his discount. Meanwhile, Ben, in his infinite wisdom, tried a mystery snack that turned out to be an exceptionally sour tamarind candy. His reaction, a mix of shock and betrayal, had Maya laughing so hard she had to sit down. Back at the house, Maya helped Dad make her famous ladders, sneaking little pieces of jagged when Dad wasn't looking. "I saw that," Dad called out, not even turning around. Maya's jaw dropped in mock surprise. "How do you always know?" she asked. Dad winked. Grandmother magic. As the trip drew to a close, the family gathered for one last evening under the stars, sharing stories, laughter, and Dad's homemade chai. Maya felt a deep sense of gratitude for these moments, the chaos, the humor, the love that made their family so special. When it was time to leave, Dad and Dad stood by the gate, waving until the car disappeared down the dusty road. "Come back soon," Dad called, her voice filled with emotion. Maya smiled, already looking forward to next year's adventure, cat sounds and all.
Now, let's look at the new words and phrases to help improve your English.
Trunk, the space at the back of a car that you put bags, cases, etc. in. Example, she popped the trunk and we tossed the stuff inside. Outskirt, the parts of a town or city that are furthest from the center. Example, they live on the outskirts of Milan. Legendary, very famous and talked about a lot by people. Example, we once received a visit from the legendary Orson Welles. Betrayal, somebody is something or the fact of being betrayed. Example, I saw her actions as a betrayal of my trust. Jag, a short period of doing something or of behaving in a particular way, especially in a way that you cannot control. Example, a crying jag.
Today, we also learn new words and phrases through the story. Remember, learn English can be fun when you practice regularly. So keep listening, learning and growing. Don't forget subscribe my channel.